Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Miss Crochet and Coffee here. And today we're doing our whipping chat. So get out whatever it is you're working on. Work along with me. I am working on Where Fun Never Ends by Manny Manzano and Diamond Art Club. This is for the DP along that I'm doing with Rachel Ray. We're having all kinds of like weird little contests and stuff like that. So be looking out for those. With that said, all you have to do to enter is work on something that represents one of the pride flags. You can also use the hashtag FunNeverEndsDP over on Instagram so that everybody can see what everybody's working on. It's just a colorful little thing that we're doing that we wanted to do for Pride Month. It just kind of fell over into the rest of the month. Essentially, this is going to be going on all summer. So if you still have yet to get a canvas, you can still get a canvas. We're not ending this until August 31st. So I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. No, my DP mojo is not back. But I decided I was going to diamond paint today because I'm freezing cold and I don't feel like sitting there in front of the camera. Plus, it's hotter than Hades outside. Look, listen, let's just get right into this. Let's just skip all the schematics of everything. It is hot, okay? I'm talking about like... It's hotter. Okay, this is about to get real disrespectful like the weather. It is hotter than two rats fucking in a wool sock behind a heater in hell. Okay, it is hot. Okay, I woke up this morning. It was 90 degrees at 9:45 this morning. Look, listen, today is Monday, July something. What, the 19th? It is hot, okay? It is so hot that I sweated out my weave, okay? I was unbelievable for about 6 days until this weather hit. Now, we have a heat wave going on right here now in North Dakota. It is supposed to be 100 degrees for the whole week. The whole week is supposed to be just straight up disrespectful. I don't appreciate it, okay? It's hotter than a hooker's doorknob on payday. I am dying. Now, y'all have to keep in mind, remember, Miss Coffee is Southern, so I can handle heat. But this is just straight up disrespectful. Like, this is just disrespectful. I can't with this. Like, the kids are stuck inside because it's too hot for them to go outside. Killian refuses to go outside. I have to take him out on the back porch. And he'll go like straight, like he'll hop from my door to the grass of the back porch. Right where the back porch ends, to go to the bathroom because he refuses to go to the dog park. If we try to put him in there, he jumps out and runs back to the porch and starts whining until you let him back inside. That's how hot it is. And look, listen, Siberian Huskies don't do well in heat, okay? You're not supposed to have them outside in a lot of heat like this. And so I'm like, dude, it's supposed to be like this all week. And he looks at me and goes, no. Like he literally told me no. And I'm like, dude, if I could just Thanos snap the weather off so it's not 100 degrees to make it more comfortable for you, look, I would, but I can't. So you're going to have to no. You know what, Killian? I'm not going to take your sass right now. I got enough problems going on with Maggie. I'm not going to be dealing with this crap with you. So, yeah, we've been dealing with 100-degree temperatures since yesterday. Now, this weekend was a little bit of an off weekend. There's this random pink drill here, and I'm not sure where it came from or where it goes, but we're just going to try to get that up off there. All right. So I'm not sure, like, this seemed like a really weird weekend because Mr. Coffee did not have off work this weekend. He ended up having to go in both days and then had to go back in this morning. I wasn't happy about it, but I was happy because his Father's Day gift finally came in. What is that? Anyways, his Father's Day gift finally came in. We bought him an inversion table. Now, if you don't know what an inversion table is, it is a table that you sit on. You strap your feet into it. That sounds fun, right? All right. Anytime you got to strap into something, that sounds like a good old time. So you strap your feet in, and essentially the table flips you upside down to take some of the pressure off your spine. Now, I know, a lot of people are going to be up in the comment section. Oh, Miss Coffee, they're not good for your back. Look, listen, Mr. Coffee loves it, okay? He absolutely loves it. He used to have one at his friend's house when he lived up here before. It was actually his friend's inversion table because his friend's wife was a massage therapist, and she had an inversion table. And Mr. Coffee loved it. Problem is, when he stopped living with his friend and got his own place, he couldn't get back to he didn't want to show up at the guy's house being like, hey, how's it going? I miss living here. Can I use your inversion table? So I was like, we were talking about it one night and he was saying about it. And I was like, well, why don't we get you an inversion table? And he's like, I'd like to have one, but, you know, they're kind of expensive, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, look, listen, I went on Walmart.com. Look, listen, Google is free. What did Rachel say? Google is free, y'all. I went on Walmart.com, looked up inversion table, boom, $150 later, he has an inversion table. You're welcome. We broke his crap right now, but I still bought him an inversion table. Summer has been rough on us because of all the extra stuff we've had to pay. The keys finally did get turned in, like literally right after Lip and Chat last week. I went and turned the keys in. I didn't even wash the walls. I was like, F this. I don't care. Charge me for it. I'm not washing the walls. I'm done with this place. I'm so sick of thinking about it. Look, listen, it has been the most glorious week of my life. Not having to worry about having to go over and check the other apartment or anything like that. And I also, look, listen, don't tell nobody, y'all ready for this? I made the announcement, but I don't know how many people heard me because I keep getting asked, Miss Coffee, now that you moved, can you get your third dog? And I said no at first because the apartment place here said, no, only 2 dogs. But I got such a rave review from the last place that we lived that the leasing lady here told me that it's fine for me to bring up my third dog. Y'all, I'm excited. I got to let Minna know that when she comes up to visit next year that her daughter will be, or that her dog will be here, and she's so super excited. So I'm not sure when Nana and Pawpaw are gonna be bringing up Achilles, but don't worry, you guys will know because I will have videos of Achilles. Now I do keep in mind Achilles isn't like the other 2 dogs. He's about the same color. He's black and brown like a German Shepherd should be. But Achilles is a smaller dog. So I have a small, medium, and large dog. And that was kind of like the plan. Hold on, there's a little Orion over here like staring at me. Alright, sorry about that. Little Orion wanted some applesauce. So yeah, so Achilles will be here sometime either later this year before winter hits, or he will be here, either that or he'll be here next year, which that's fine with me as long as I get my dog. So I also got the Walmart delivery guy that showed up, and that guy, this is how hot it is. Like, I didn't want to go to Walmart, but I needed a couple of things. So don't worry, I tipped the guy extra and gave him a bottle of water. But that guy was sweating harder than a sinner in church. Look, listen, forget being hotter than it's just hot, okay? It's hot, but Mr. Coffee has us freezing to death in the house. Now, normally 70 degrees isn't cold, okay? 70 degrees is a nice temperature for me, like, especially when it's outside 70 degrees. Air conditioned 70 degrees? Look, listen, we didn't have air, like central air at our old place. We just had 2 air conditioners in a window. One in my bedroom and then one in the living room, which heated down it cooled down the living room, but it didn't cool down like the kids' rooms or anything like that. Here we have the central air, and it cools down the entire house. So my house right now is sitting at a crisp 70 degrees. The problem is I'm freezing my nips off in here, okay? Like, I want to touch it so bad, but I feel bad touching it because Mr. Coffee is at work right now. Where he works, there is no air conditioner. Yeah. There's no air conditioner at his job. They work in a shop. So it's like a 10 building, essentially it's like a little mini oven. It's a little mini oven. And I'm like, I just know I feel bad for him. And so I'm not going to mess with the air conditioner, but we're freezing over here, okay? We're freezing. Killian is comfortable. That's how, like, cold it is in here. Like, it's cold. It's cold in the house. And when that man came to deliver, like, I had a UPS delivery this morning, and I got some Diamond Art clubs, and because they had that. Did anybody else catch that 4 buy 4 get 1 free sale? Look, listen, I caught it. I caught I got all of it. No, I got 4 kits, but they're older kits, and they're kits I've already unboxed on the channel. So I ended up selling them because I needed the money for something. I can't remember what, but I needed the money for something. I sold the kits, but I got them back with the buy 4 get 1 free sale. And then I bought Nightbringer. And then I got Worlds Away because those are 2 kits I've wanted for the longest time, and they've been sold out for the longest time. So I got those 2 kits, and then another kit that was released not too long ago, but I was supposed to unbox it, but it just didn't get here in time. So I'm probably going to unbox that kit, but the other kits, you guys have seen enough of those other kits. If you want to see the older kits unboxed again, write something down in the comments, say, yeah, go ahead and unbox them or something. Like, we'll do a haul of DACs where I'm not going to go through the drills of each one of them, but I'll show you the kit and where the ABs go. Because that literally would be 6 Diamond Art Clubs in one video. That's a lot. And I already unboxed a lot of Diamond Art Clubs, so we all know Diamond Art Club's like one of the best companies out there, if not the best. In my opinion, in my humble opinion. I do appreciate those folks that were able to watch the YouTube video that I made. I will be making another one, I think. If you guys are interested, that's something else you can write down in the comment section. If you're interested in learning how to use YouTube on the phone, because I did get a lot of people that said it was very helpful to them and that they didn't know that a lot of those features existed. I feel really stupid because I completely forgot to show you guys how to speed up videos. But I can show you that if I make a part 2 with the cell phone. So yeah, so like if you guys are interested in seeing another video on how to use YouTube off your phone, I can do that as well, because I didn't realize it, but my cell phone has its own little screen recorder thing on it, so I can easily do it on my cell phone as well. And I was just like, well, that's really cool. And Mr. Coffee, I said something to Mr. Coffee about it when I made that video, and he was like, well, doesn't your phone have a screen recorder on it? Mine's does. Mr. Coffee likes to point out how his phone is better than mine's all the time, because Mr. Coffee's an Apple person. I'm an iPhone. Or, I'm sorry, Mr. Coffee's an iPhone person. I'm a Samsung person. I don't like iPhone. I have an iPad because of my Procreate stuff. Other than that, I do not like Apple products. Like, no. Also, why aren't Apple chargers called Apple Juice? Asking for myself. So, I've been on a ball though today. Like, I've been recording videos back to back, left and right, just getting ready for the week. I essentially plan on taking the week off, so I'm recording all my videos that I can today. Now, the only videos that I don't record super early are my Whip and Chat, which you guys either get that the day before or the day of the day that I put up my Whip and Chat. But I got all my videos recorded for this week already, except for What You Got Wednesday, which on What You Got Wednesday, you'll actually get 2 videos. So you'll get a video of that one kit that I was supposed to unbox as a sneak peek that came in late. And then you'll get What You Got Wednesday. So there's that. It's just been a really weird weekend this weekend because of it being so hot. The kids have been stuck in the house. They're miserable. Their little friends that are across the street are gone on vacation. They left for Utah or something like that. I don't freaking know. They're gone. So there's nobody really for them to play with. All the kids in the neighborhood that usually come out late at night are now in their houses because, like, last night at 8 o'clock when we went to go walk the dogs, it was 97 degrees. Look, listen. I feel like that picture of Beyonce that's been circulating the internet that she hates. But look, that's how it feels to open the door to go outside. Like, you feel like when you're cooking something or you preheat your oven and you go to open it and that burst of heat that smashes you in the face, that's what it feels like outside. The funny thing is, there's no humidity. Like, the humidity, if there is any, is really low. But there's no humidity. It's just hot. Like, literally, I'm not even joking you. I took my braids out because I was like, it's about to get 100 degrees. Now, I have very coarse hair. I have what they call 4C hair. It's very curly. It's very tight coils. It's hot. It's like a sheep ass on my head, okay? So, like, you don't mix that and weave and hot temperatures. Whenever it gets that hot, which if I would have known it was going to get that hot, I would not have wasted the 9 hours putting it in to then have to take it back out 6 days later. So I will be redoing my hair after this heat wave is over because I'm mad about that. I was looking cute as hell with my little hair all done up. And thank you to everybody for the compliments on my hair, by the way. I always take good pride in my hair whenever I actually do it, and I don't just let it sit in the fro form, which is what it's doing now. Because look, listen, I don't know how else I'm supposed to do it. At this point, I'm just parting it just for it to get air. I washed my hair yesterday, right? I'm in the shower and I'm like, okay. Last time I was in the shower, I flooded the bathroom because the shower curtain was out of the tub. So I ended up flooding the bathroom a little bit. So I was like, all right, I got some towels down. I took me, a few hours to mop all the water up and get the floor dry and go outside and hang up the rugs for the bathroom outside. Like, it took me a little bit, but I got it all figured out. And so when I went to go wash my hair this time, and washing my hair, wash day is an all-day event. Like, if you have super long hair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wash day is its own day in itself. Like, just pure wash. I don't even have long hair. I purposely cut my hair short. One, because I have children, and I don't want to pull it all out. Two, because it's too hot, okay? Native American and African American hair, look, listen, it's thick. It's dummy thick, okay? It's hot. It gets super hot. And I'm like, I don't feel like carrying and lugging all this hair on my head. So I washed my hair the other day because I took my braids out, so I needed to wash my hair. Right after live, actually, I took it out when I found out it was going to be 100 degrees. I was like, yeah, F this. That was almost 15 pounds of hair extra on top of what I already had in my hair. Nay. No, not doing that. Not sweating to death with that. At this point, I was like, should I just part my hair just so it can get some air? Like, it's hot. Like, good God. So on top of the temperatures outside, of course, I have this, imagine wearing a wool hat in the summertime when it's 100 degrees. That's what it's like wearing my hair, just my regular hair as it is, okay? It's like wearing a wool cap all the time. So I'm like, okay. So I washed my hair, flooded the bathroom again. I was like, crap. I even made sure the shower curtain was in this time, but when I went to go shut off the water, the shower curtain fell out of the tub and there was water that had gathered in it because it was kind of like the way it was sitting. And I flooded the bathroom again. Mr. Coffee's like, are you serious? I'm like, look, listen, these towels will dry in like 20 minutes outside because it's so freaking hot. Nope, dried in 5 minutes. It was that hot outside. It's like, good God. Like, this is like, you go outside and evaporate hot. Like, it's hot, y'all. Like, it's just disrespectful for no reason. And I know there's places that is, I think like Australia and them are getting winter right now. Look, listen, y'all keep that crap over there. I still rather have the heat because yet no. Plus we will be having winter here very soon. Which is the other reason why we were trying to figure out when to bring my dog up because, can y'all even see what I'm doing over here? Sure you can. But it's the other reason why we were struggling on trying to figure out when to bring the dog up because I don't want my parents driving in the winter here. The winters here are very harsh, and where the trip is nice in the summertime, like the beginning of summer when it's not like Satan armpit hot. In the winter, look, listen, I wouldn't suggest anybody drive around here, but the North Dakotians that have been here a while, they drive around like it's not like 7 feet of snow on the ground at all times in the wintertime. They walk around in Halloween. Like last year, Halloween was the first white Halloween I've ever seen in my entire life. Have you ever trick-or-treated in the snow? Answer that. How am I supposed to be a slutty dragon if half my tatas are hanging out and I'm freezing to death, catching frostbite, trying to get candy? Look, listen, I can't do it. And when it snowed last year while we were trick-or-treating, I was like, what the f is this? And Mr. Coffee's like, oh, wow, look at that. It's snowing. Oh, really? Thank you, Mr. Weatherman, for that late breaking news. Why is it snowing in October? Yeah, so winter will be here soon. It'll probably be here next week, to be honest with you. Like, it just never stops snowing. It never stops. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So, I'm not ready for winter. I am okay with the summer, but this heat, look, listen, I'll just stay in the house. And if it wasn't for the fact that I had dogs, I probably, honestly, would not leave the house. But I have to walk the dogs. And Daisy's one of those types of dogs. She doesn't give two flying flip-flops. Look, listen, she'll go outside, run, pee, poop, graze on some grass if her stomach hurts or something. And then she's like, all right, Mama, I'm done. Like, she'll come back to me when she's done and just, like, put her paw up on me to let me know, hey, I'm done. Killian, no, he's full out extreme. Like, he'll run, go pee, keep running while he's peeing, and then he'll go to the back, like he'll go poop, and then he'll get the zoomies, and I'm like trying to get him to stop because obviously running around like that, especially when it's super hot out, it raises your body temperature, and I don't think he realizes this, but it raises your body temperature, and I'm like, dog, that's not a smart thing to do when it's already hot outside. You're just making yourself hotter, and then what he'll do is he'll run circles in the dog park, and then there's that one spot in the dog park that the fence is a little bit lower because it looks like it was bent, and he'll just yeet himself right over the fence and run up to the house. And I love the fact that he now can find his way home. Like, not that he couldn't before, but it's not a far walk like it is from like this place to the old place. So it's not that far away. But he literally yeeting himself over the fence, almost does a full like 360 cartwheel, yeets himself over the fence, and I thought he grazed his man parts because I was like, God, that was kind of close. And then he just runs up onto the porch, and then Maggie opens the door, and she's like, oh, hi, Killian, what are you doing here? He runs back inside, and then whenever I say, hey, you got to go potty, he goes and hides. He hides from me. And then I go, okay, well, I'm not going to take you guys out, I guess, since it's so hot. And then yesterday I decided, okay, well, we'll just take them out at 8 o'clock, and then I'll take them out later in the evening before we go to bed. Daisy was ready to go out at her normal time, because once she hears that Echo go off, which if you didn't know, Echo and Alexa are the same thing. I just try not to say it so that everybody's devices don't go off. Not a whole lot of people have their settings where it will go off if you say Echo versus if you say the A word. So I just wanted to point that out. So yeah, so Killian is not liking the heat. I'm not liking the heat. I'm mad that I had to take my weave out, and like I feel a lot cooler. And after I washed my hair, I took the dogs out yesterday because Mr. Coffee had just gotten back from work and he was putting together the inversion table. So I was like, well, I'll take the dogs out so you don't have to stop. And he's like, well, I can do it. I'm like, I know you can do it, but I just said I'll take the dogs out. Plus, when it gets warmer outside, I take the dogs out. When it's super cold outside, Mr. Coffee takes and does the extra walks because I don't like cold and he doesn't like heat. So it just works. So I'm going to take the dogs out. And I hadn't been out of the shower for probably a good hour, 2 hours. By the time I go to take the dogs out, I take the dogs out and I can literally, it's so hot, I can still feel the part of my hair that is still wet, like right at the roots of my hair. I can feel it drying. And I'm just like, what the hell? What is going on with my head right now? Like, oh my God, like this is ridiculous. So it's just been like hot. And we knew it was coming. The problem is now the kids, well, Maggie, I should say. Maggie is the one that can't seem to entertain herself. And Maggie's back on this lying kick where she likes to not tell the truth. She's telling these tall tales. And I'm just like, look, listen, Tootsie. Like, and it's not like she's lying about big things. She's lying about stupid stuff. Like, okay, I go to the refrigerator this morning and I notice there's shredded cheese everywhere. Everywhere. Now, I just made lasagna a couple of nights ago. So I know I didn't have shredded cheese everywhere. There's shredded cheese everywhere. And I'm almost going to guess that if I go up to her room, there's shredded cheese in her room. Like I did find the last time. So I was just like, okay. And I didn't think anything of it at first. I go back in there and I'm like, why is there so much cheese all over the floor and stuff? I look at Maggie and I'm like, Maggie, she was awake, okay? Let me tell you how I woke up to this child. I woke up, went to the bathroom, put my clothes on, go out, because essentially when I wake up, I just throw on clothes quick and go out and walk the dogs and come back, because in the mornings I have to worry about the sprinklers coming on in the morning. So I tend to just wake up, walk the dogs, come back in, get my shower and everything I got to do for the day. So I wake up and she almost got yeeted down the stairs because I'm sitting here and I look over. There is my daughter at the top of the stairs with a pair of purple tights where I don't know where she got them from. I have no clue. I've never bought her a pair of purple tights before, so I don't know where they came from. But she has a pair of purple tights on her head like she's a robber. And she's just walking around the house. And I'm like, excuse me, Maggie, I'm robbing you. You're robbing me. What exactly are you robbing me of? She apparently was robbing us of shredded cheese because that's really the only thing she took. And I was like, did you even eat breakfast? And she's like, I had some applesauce that I stole from you. And I'm like, Maggie? Applesauce, honey, is not exactly a breakfast. That's more of a snack. Well, I wanted applesauce. I'm happy that you wanted applesauce, honey, but why are you walking around like this? Like, what are you watching that's got you walking around with a stocking cap on your head? And she tried to eat her breakfast like that, and then she goes and wakes up Orion like that, scares the crap out of Orion. Orion's just like, Mom, what's wrong with Maggie? I'm like, dude, I don't even know at this point. She says she's robbing us, but all she seems to have taken is cheese. Like, you're the worst robber ever. Like, honey, like, I don't want to discourage you from doing things, but, like, being a robber is not it for you, honey. Like, that's just not the job for you, okay? Like, you pick another job. You go be a teacher. Go teach your babies how to read. And she's like, I don't want to teach them how to read. I want to rob you. And then she goes back in and steals more cheese. And I'm like, that's not really robbing us, honey. That's just eating cheese. And could you please stop eating the shredded cheese? We might have tacos or something this week. I don't want tacos. I don't care. I really don't care. So yeah, like, does anybody else's children do this? Like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone with this kid. There's no instruction manual for this kid. I don't know what to do with her. Like, how do you punish someone for stealing shredded cheese? I can't lock the fridge. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and there's no way of putting the cheese up high so she just can't get it. Like, that's not a thing. And she had the little string cheeses in there. I'm not even sure if she ate those. I just know she ate cheese and applesauce for breakfast before she woke me up. And she didn't even really wake me up. I heard her lurking around because she's like an elephant tap dancing on peanuts in here. And I'm like, why are you this way? Why are you this way? And she goes, I don't know. Okay. All right. So I don't, she leaves me speechless, which is hard to do for Miss Coffee. Because if you were in live on Friday, you would saw, apparently I was doing improv of what it would be like if I had different jobs. And everybody was yelling out different jobs I would have. And I was just like, I don't know what happened in Friday's live. 1 minute, we're just having a normal conversation. The next minute, I'm telling you how I would act if I was at different jobs. And listen, I don't know what happened either way. But as you can tell, it takes a lot to make Miss Coffee speechless because I'm constantly talking all the time, never nonstop. I talk in my sleep. But this child, every time she does something, I'm speechless because I am like, am I doing this wrong? Like, I feel like I'm doing this wrong. Like, why is she this way? Why is she stealing cheese? Why does she steal cheese? She can have cheese anytime. I literally, for like a month, she was literally getting for snack a thing of crackers and a bowl of shredded cheese. Why? Because that's what she wanted. And I was just like, if you want cheese, fine. Eat cheese. But now she's like stealing it. And she's like, Mommy, it feels weird being here at the new house. I'm like, what? Why do you say that, honey? She's like, I don't know. It's just weird being here. And I get it. Because I'm the same way. I feel off being here. Like something isn't right. Like something is missing. And so I'm like, yeah, honey, I know. But, you know, it's the new house. Do you like the new house? And she's like, yeah, I like it. It has stairs. And I'm like, I hate the stairs, but okay. But it's just, I don't know. Like Orion, he seems to like it because he has his own bathroom. So he can go in his bathroom whenever he wants to and not have to worry about Maggie messing with him or coming in there or anything like that. That's Orion's biggest thing is he has a bathroom in his room. It's going to suck if we ever move and no other house is going to have a bathroom in his room. So he's going to have to share a bathroom with Maggie again. But he was like, Mom, please don't let us ever move. I'm like, nah, if they let us get this third dog, look, listen, this is now our forever home, okay? Like, this is where we live forever. So, yeah. Anyways, all right. So I had to take a little break there because, oh my God. You ever look outside and see like those little heat waves? I shouldn't be seeing heat waves, but I'm seeing those little heat waves and I'm getting concerned. I have to go outside here in a little bit to let the dogs go out to the bathroom. And of course, we're not going to be out there that long. But I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. And Mr. Coffee's like, I'm just trying not to melt. I'm like, well, at this point, you might as well just take your whole shirt off because he has one of those shirts that doesn't have sleeves on it. So I was like, sun's out, guns out. Let's go. Like, what are you looking cute for at the shop? Like, I don't think they care. Just, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he has a swamp cooler, which is one of those things that Jeremy has. And I was just like, well, he's like, I'm literally like on the swamp cooler all day. Like, it's so hot. I'm like, drink your water. I don't know what to tell you. And I didn't want to tell him like, well, I'm freezing over here at the house. Like, I'm cold. Everybody else, like, you touch them and they're like icicles. He comes in and he's like, it's so warm in here. You know what? You, sir, can go sit down somewhere because we're not turning that thermostat down any lower than 70. It's already freezing in here. I have on sweatpants that I then have to change into shorts just to take the dogs out. And then, like, I hate that feeling of when you are outside and your body heats up and then you come back inside and it's like ice cold and you're like, oh gosh, it almost hurts. It's like you're getting like the start of frostbite. Like, it's not a good feeling. I don't like it. So yeah, but I feel bad because this weekend went by and was so weird that I completely forgot about Jeremy's live. I don't usually stay the whole time because he ends really, really late my time. And Mr. Coffee's always trying to go to bed like super early because apparently he's like 100 years old. But I missed the entire live and I was doing a tester pattern. So I was like working on that and talking to Mr. Coffee all Saturday. And it was just a weird weekend. And now it's just like, it's hot. I don't want to go outside. This is no bra weather. This is no drawls weather. Okay. This is, you're lucky I have clothing me right now because it's that hot weather. Like, y'all, I know I keep saying it, but it's hot. Like, it's hotter than a pair of balls and a pair of skinny jeans, okay? Like, it's hot. It's just hot. And I can't do this. Like, this is too much. And all I can think of is, well, you have plenty to do in the house. You can just do, like, housework. I don't want to do housework. I've cleaned 3 of the 5 bathrooms today. I vacuumed, which, okay, let's talk about my vacuum real quick, because I just told Mr. Coffee that I needed a new vacuum, because I was like, this new vacuum sucks in this new house. And he goes, what do you mean? Now, remember, I just bought this vacuum not too long before we moved, okay? It worked great at the other house. And I'm like, this vacuum really sucks. Like, it's not like a good suck. It's like, it doesn't pick up as much as it did at the old place. And Mr. Coffee's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, when I go to vacuum up dog fur, it just makes a nice little line out of the dog fur that I have to roll over like 4 or 5 times just to get it to fully pick up the dog fur. Which, the clacking you're hearing is Daisy walking through the kitchen. But, yeah, so I'm like, this vacuum just, it's not the best. Like, we might have to get another vacuum. He goes, we literally just got that one. I'm like, I know, but it sucks. And so I show him. So he goes, okay, well, let me go vacuum up the back room and maybe I'll see what you're talking about. So he goes to vacuum up the back room. So he goes to vacuum his mess that he made from putting together his inversion table. And I see him messing with this switch on the handle. Now, I don't remember seeing this switch on the handle before. And so I'm like, what is that you just did? He goes, adjust it. I'm like, what do you mean adjust it? I didn't realize that the vacuum had like a level adjuster. Like, I'm used to the vacuums that have it on the bottom of the vacuum and not the handle. And the way the handle is set up, it goes straight across and then it slopes down. On that slope down, it has the adjuster on it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't pay any attention to it, apparently. And apparently it's the carpet adjuster for if you have high or low carpet. And I'm like, are you flipping kidding me right now? Like, we've been here for over a month, and I'm just now remembering that it has that freaking carpet adjuster on it. So now today, I'm going to go vacuum all the carpets and see how it does with the dog hair, because at this point, every bird in this neighborhood is happy to have all the extra fur for winter, because I've been, like, Killian is shedding again. Daisy's still shedding. I just got in some hot spot spray for Daisy. It seems to be working to keeping her from scratching it and getting it infected or anything. So that's a plus. She seems to be doing a lot better than she was. So I don't think I'm going to have to take her to the vet. But if it gets any worse, I'll probably take her to the vet. Oh, let me tell y'all about this dog groomer. So I contacted the groomers and let them know that Daisy wasn't fully properly washed off when she went there. I did rinse her off, and there was still suds on her. And I told the lady, you know, they didn't wash all the shampoo off. And I thought it was odd that when I picked her up, she was wet. And I was talking to the owner of the place, because it's like a little privately owned groomer. So it's not like, you know, PetSmart or anything. So I'm like, you know, hey, I just wanted to let you know that, you know, Daisy wasn't properly washed off. I was going to have you guys wash her again properly, but I at this point, I don't feel like bringing her in, because, like, this is kind of messed up that you guys didn't, like, this is the first time. I've been going to the same groomer for 3 years, and this is the first time I've had a problem. And my big thing is, however you, like, I don't know how anybody else handles business or how they do things, but whenever I have an issue, how that person handles that issue or how that company handles that issue tells me whether or not they have a continued customer or if I go find somewhere else. Spoiler, I'm finding a new groomer. So I contact the lady. I messaged her that early that morning before they had even opened, because I know she checks her messages for the shop early in the morning. So I messaged her early that morning. Sorry, I got some diamonds that have, like, wax stuck on them. No, come here. I'm trying to get the drills off of you so I can throw the wax out. So I contacted her that early that morning, and I let her know, hey, Just letting you know, I don't think my dog was washed properly. I don't think they got all the soap off of her. She now has developed hot spots because of it. I would like to see if you guys would give her another bath and, you know, properly rinse her off and everything else, blah, blah, blah. Sent her a message early that morning. No response all day. I sent her another message maybe like 6 hours later. No response, no response. 9 o'clock that night, the lady finally gets back to me. Apparently, she was dealing with some hail damage because we did have hail that came through like a couple of days prior to me calling. And she was dealing with that because it tore up the shop. And so I was like, oh, well, hey, I was just calling because there was an issue with my last grooming appointment. And she goes, well, what was the issue? So I explained to her that I don't believe that they rinsed Daisy off properly, and she still had like soap on her because when I went to go rinse her off, she was still sudsing. And I'm like, and I didn't realize that's exactly what it was until I rinsed her off. And she goes, well, honey, why did you wait so long to contact us? I'm like, one, because I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe she had like gotten bit by a mosquito or something or whatever. And at first when I touched her, I couldn't feel anything. Then after a while when I touched it, she had like scratched open a big, nice, like little, like it's like a silver dollar size circle on her neck and on her tail. So I was like, you know, I didn't realize it until my husband was like, try rinsing her off and seeing if that helps. And it did a lot, tremendously. The problem was she was sudsing when I rinsed her off. So obviously, and she goes, oh, it couldn't be soap. And I'm like, well, what would it be if it's sudsing? She's like, it might have been conditioner, but it wasn't soap. And I'm like, I'm not sure what you mean. Like, she goes, well, because we dilute our soap with water. And I'm like, what? Okay, are you supposed, you know what? That's okay. And she goes, so it had to have possibly been conditioner. And I'm like, whatever it was sudsing off my dog, which means you guys not doing your job properly until made her develop a couple of hot spots. And so I was going to have you guys groom her again since you didn't do it properly the first time. Now, I was being super nice to her because I did wait quite a bit to call her to let her know that this had happened. And she was like, well, next time, just, you know, ask for me directly. I'm like, the reason I didn't ask for you directly, she had taken a time off because her father had passed away. So I wasn't about to be like, hey, I know you're dealing with a lot of stuff with life right now, but look, listen, my dog wasn't washed off properly. Like, I wasn't about to bug her about it. This lady had every excuse in the book as to why my dog still had soap on her. Every excuse in the book as to why it wasn't her fault. Every excuse in the book as to why she wasn't going to rewash her. Or, no, not why she wasn't going to rewash her. What I should do the next time they come in for a bath. And I'm just like, yeah, no, you lost a customer. I'm sorry. If you can't take fault, like, she even said that they had a new helper and maybe she did it. So she went and looked at my file. And like I said, I've been going there for 3 years. Like, not religiously, but the dogs get groomed. Well, right now they'll be getting groomed every 3 months, but they were going every 3 to 6 months when we first got here, and they treat the grass and stuff here. So there's no fleas or ticks or anything like that unless you go like to a field. There was once where Killian did get bit by a tick, but his fur was so thick, the tick died trying to get to his skin. So he never got bit or anything. Because at first when his face started breaking out, I thought it was because he got bit by the tick. No. Apparently zinc deficiency is common in German Shepherds and Siberian Huskies. So that's what's wrong with Killian's face if you're new to the channel. But Daisy, she's been in perfect health since we got here. This is the first that she's had any issues. And I'm like, of course. Of freaking course. So yeah, so the lady pretty much gave me every excuse in the book, and I'm like, if you are someone who can't admit fault, if nothing is ever your fault, then I don't want anything to do with you. Like, I don't want anything to do with you, your company, or anything like that of the sort, because no matter what I say or do, it's never going to be your fault. It's going to be my fault because I did something, like, I didn't call you that day and say, hey, you didn't wash my dog off properly. Even though I wasn't sure what was going on, I just thought she was itchy. And I thought maybe she was having some kind of reaction to the thing, so I tried Benadryl. I didn't think that they had left soap on her. And so when the lady was making excuses, I was like, look, listen, you just lost a customer, because if you can't even take and just apologize. She didn't even apologize. She was just like, well, bring her back in tomorrow morning and we'll wash her. No, you can't even apologize and say, at least a quick, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry that this happened to you. This is our fault. And even though she personally didn't do it, it's your business. So it reflects on your company and you as a whole, not just that person. Like, I'm supposed to know who that person is. Like, her name isn't on the sign. So I'm just like, yeah, no, you lost yourself a customer, honey, because if you're doing this to my dog, I can only imagine if something major had happened and you would just be like, well, it's your fault because you brought her here. Like, okay. So we found a new groomer. And this is the funny part. The new groomer is the wife of Mr. Jerry. If you don't know who Mr. Jerry is, he's my mailman. I never knew that his wife was a groomer. And she started her own business like a year ago, grooming dogs. And I'm like, say word, Mr. Jerry. And he's like, word, girl. I was like, yes. So he gave me his wife's business card, and yeah, now we'll be taking our dogs to her instead of the other place we were going to, which kind of sucks because I like the other place, but in the same aspect, I don't want them hurting my dogs. Like, I paid good money for my dogs, okay? Those dogs together combined probably cost me a good $4,000, okay? And then I make sure to take them to the vet when they need to go. I make, like, Killian alone, over the last, 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, has cost us over $2,000 worth of vet bills, okay? I'm not going to sit there and let people mistreat my dogs and then just be like, oh, well, I'm going to keep going back to you. No, nay, no, ma'am. So, yeah, so I had to get a new groomer, which I'm okay with because, again, it's my mailman's wife. Like, I love my mailman. And it's funny because the lady I met here that has the two Malamutes, she was the one that said something about that groomer first. And I was like, I've never heard, like, I've heard of them, but not really. So I was just kind of like, I'll have to check them out. And at first I wasn't planning on checking them out until that lady said what she said about, I shouldn't have waited so long and all this. And then I was like, let me get that number off you real quick. Let me go ahead and call them because my dogs are going to need to be groomed here again. Like, we've been here a month, so probably in September, we'll get them groomed again, get them blown out again. And de-shedded because, of course, with winter coming, Killian's going to be getting a lot poofier, and it seems like every year he gets poofier and poofier. His face is clearing up again, which is a good sign. No matter how much zinc we give him, because he has to take, like, the supplements that you find in, like, the grocery store. And it seems like no matter how much zinc you give him, he still, like, doesn't have enough or something. I'm just like, oh, my God. Dog, you're killing me. I just want your face to look normal. And for the most part right now it does, minus he's missing the hair around his eyes, which is black hair. So with the way his skin is underneath the fur, it's black. So it just kind of looks like he's supposed to look like he is anyway. So I'm just like, you poor doggy. Hopefully this doesn't hurt you. Like, I'm hoping what this deficiency doesn't hurt him and he's not feeling any pain from this. He does take meds. So he has allergy pills he takes, and then he has zinc pills that he has to take, and then he has prednisone if he gets super itchy, which I've been using on Daisy, which has been helping her tremendously. And it's just to control the itch. And then he has an antibiotic that he was on for a little bit that if I send, because the vet has me send him pictures, I don't have to necessarily go in every time. So I'll send him pictures and give him updates on how Killian is doing. And he's just kind of like, what he'll tell me whether or not I need to give him some of the antibiotics, if I need to, up his dosage of the allergy pills. We're trying to get him off the allergy pills, but we of course have to wait until he's ready to come off the allergy pills, because you can't just take your dogs off medication that the doctor prescribed just because you think they're supposed to be off of it. Like my sister, her dog Bruno, my sister doesn't have kids. My sister Jasmine, the one you guys met in live not too long ago, her dog Bruno just recently got sick, and we didn't know what was wrong with him. It sounded like he had been smoking a whole pack of Newport 100s. If you don't know what Newport 100s are, those are cigarettes. He had this really weird cough, and he kept, like, dry heaving, and I'm like, that's weird. He has something stuck in his throat. And so she takes him out to the vet. The vet gives her medication because his liver enzymes, I guess, were higher than they should be, which they're always a little higher, but not as high as his were. Like, they were concerned enough to put him on meds. Well, my sister was like, I don't think I'm going to give those to him, because she even said his enzymes are supposed to be high. And I'm like, are you a vet? My sister's one of these people, love her to death. But my sister's one of these people, God bless her. She thinks that she knows better than everybody. And I'm like, dude, no. Just, no. You're not a vet. So you don't know what your dog needs, like, medically. I'm like, you can voice your concerns to your vet or get a second opinion, but I wouldn't go diagnosing him yourself. Like, no. And that night she calls me and she's all like in tears and she's like, it's Bruno, because her dog Bruno is her baby. She doesn't have kids, so she lives vicariously through me and my sister, and then she has her dog. So she's all upset because that's her baby and he's not feeling well and she can't figure out what's wrong with him. And I'm like, dude, it just sounds like he's choking on something. Give him like a piece of bread. She gave him a piece of bread, and whatever it was that was lodged in his throat, like, he was able to eat it away apparently, or swallow it, because after like his fourth piece of bread, which I know bread isn't the healthiest thing to get to dogs, but when they have something stuck in their throat, bread always works to get it out, okay? So even though she had given him the bread, he was feeling a little bit better. One of her neighbor friends went to take him on a walk. When he came back from the walk, he came back with hives. And I'm like, yeah, that could happen if he's overexerted and something is wrong. So I'm like, you need to call an emergency vet. And she's like, there's none around us. Yes, there is. There's emergency vets. If there are pets in your town, there's an emergency vet somewhere near you within 30 minutes. So I had to help her find an emergency vet. She takes him out to the emergency vet. They tell her, you know, this is what's wrong with your dog. And she's like, no, it's not. Then why did you waste all that money taking him to the vet if you think you know everything? Oh my God. My sister drives me insane. I love her to death, but she drives me insane. Like, completely bonkers. But her dog is feeling better now, and she calls me every day with updates. And I'm like, I don't know why she calls me. I think she thinks I'm some kind of dog whisperer, and look, I'm not. I watch a lot of Cesar Millan. Like, that's where I get my knowledge of how to train my dogs and everything else. YouTube University, as we're going to call it. YouTube University teaches me about a lot of the things that I don't know about. So, like, if you ever have questions about how to do something, check YouTube University. That's what it's here for. If you can't find it on YouTube University, Google it, okay? Google it, and I'm pretty sure you'll find the help you need. What did Rachel Ray say again? Google is free. Like, y'all, look, when Rachel put up that video, I was dying laughing. I hadn't even watched the video. I don't even know what was going on in the video. I was just dying laughing at the fact that she put Google is free, and I'm just like, girl, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Also, let's talk about this watch I'm wearing. So a lot of you have seen this watch and you're like, Miss Coffee, what is that? It's my smart watch from Samsung, okay? I don't like it. I don't like it. Why don't I like the watch? It's a cute watch. One, I need to get a new band, because the band on this one, when you sweat underneath it, it smells like horrible. We're just going to say it smells horrible, okay? It smells like death, okay? One. Two, whenever I'm sitting here, it's like, maybe you should take a walk outside. And then it'll give me like a weather update. And I'm like, look, listen, you just said take a walk outside and then show me that it's at 2:51 in the afternoon. It is currently 105 degrees, which is hotter than what they called for. We hit our peak temperature for the day at 6 p.m. It is almost 3 o'clock and we have not hit our peak temperature yet. And it's already hotter than they were calling for. And it's like, maybe you should take a walk outside. Maybe you should F all the way off. All the way off. I said what I said with my whole chest. Like, I sit here and yell at this watch more than I do check the time or anything else on this watch, okay? Why? Because I can be sitting there minding my own crafty business. It's like, maybe you should get up and move around. No, like, do they have like, somebody needs to invent a crafter's watch that doesn't alert you every 30 minutes that you need to get up and move around. I know I don't move around a lot throughout the day. That is the point. I'm crafting. You don't move around a lot in crafting. Leave me the hell alone with this watch. And then, just to be funny, because it's supposed to be one of those like smart watches that, you know, tracks your fitness and all that. One, the only fitness I'm into is fitness. Like I was saying, the only fitness I'm into is fitness taco into my mouth. But look, listen. So just now, as I was talking, my phone rang, which my watch tells me that I'm getting a phone call. And usually I just end the call and keep going, right? Well, apparently I didn't realize it. So for the last 10 minutes, okay? For the last 10 minutes, my dad called to let me know that he got his wax. All right, cool. I went to go end the call, like not accept it to, you know, I was going to message him in a few minutes and be like, hey, I was recording. I'll call you back here in a few seconds. I go to end the call and I actually end up accepting the call. So it stops my video. And for 10 minutes, my dad just listened to me talk about like the end of my whipping chat. Like I was talking to him the entire time for like the last 10 minutes. And I'm like, I look up at the phone to go turn it off. And I'm like, are you flipping kidding me right now? And I'm like, Dad? He's like, I tried to say something. Look, real life is happening in these crafty streets, okay? Like real life. He was calling to say thank you for getting him the wax. And apparently just ended up listening to the last 10 minutes of my whipping chat. And he's just like, it's going to be a good whipping chat. Pawpaw, shush. I got to go finish recording my whipping chat and I'll call you back. Good God. And then luckily, because that happened and it stopped my video, I got up and stretched a little bit. And then there was a knock at the door and I'm like, what else do I have coming today? Like, I didn't order anything else. You know how you don't remember the things you order and you're just like, I didn't order anything. What? Who's coming to my door? I didn't order anything that I know of that's supposed to be coming today. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, who the hell can be knocking at the door now? I got my Walmart delivery and everything. And I'm like, I go to the door and there's a tiny human at my door. Hi, Miss Shepard. I'm like, oh, hey, sweetie. I'm like, how are you? Did you have fun on vacation? And she's like, yeah. But I miss Maggie. Can she come out and play? Y'all, I looked outside and I'm like, you sure you guys want to go outside and play? Do you want to come in the house and play? She goes, oh, we're going to go over to my house and watch a movie. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Look, quick. I ain't never got Maggie so quick to get out of this house in my entire life. I was like, Maggie, get ready to go. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that they're back. And I'm like, I even told the little girl, I'm like, if y'all get bored at your house, you can come over here and go sit up in Maggie's room and play. And she's like, okay. Are you doing your YouTube things? They know on Mondays I try to record videos. So I was like, yep, I'm doing my YouTube thing. She's like, that's so cool. I watch YouTube all the time. I'm like, yeah, but you're a little too young to watch my YouTube. And she's like, I know. Maybe when I get bigger, you'll still be doing YouTube. And I'm like, no. No, I can't do it. I'm like, by the time you get older, I won't have any sanity left and I won't be able to do YouTube anymore. I didn't want to tell her that, but I'm just saying that's what I'm thinking in my head. So yeah, but I was wondering, which is what I was telling, like apparently I was just telling my dad that I didn't realize that he was listening. I thought about doing a video on how, like, what I wish I knew about diamond painting. Like, Rachel did one, and I was like, well, that's kind of a good idea, like, to tell people, like, certain things you wish you knew. So I thought about doing one. Like, not like a whip and chat, but, like, I guess it essentially would be like a whip and chat, minus I would just be telling you guys things I wish I would have known before I started diamond painting. Before and when I started diamond painting. I thought about making one of those videos for next week because I get a lot of people that ask me about, you know, do I have to have this to diamond paint? Do I need to do this, you know, to diamond paint? And I want to make a video because it's one of those things where I'm like, not everything diamond painting related is going to be for everybody. Perfect example. I'm not the biggest fan of Patty Wax. Now, I love her SS. That SS is off the chain. Like, it is, like, the best wax I've used, bar none. Like, Patty Wax SS is made for those of us who have that, like, death grip on the drills and press hard. I can use Patty Wax SS in my pens and not have any problems. But the Patty Wax, like the regular Patty Wax, I can't seem to get the hang of it. And I think it's just because I'm not a light, feathery touch diamond painter. I'm a heavy-handed diamond painter. And so a lot of people, you know, message me and they ask me, you know, Miss Coffee, this wax isn't working right for me. I don't know what to do. And a lot of people blame themselves. And I always tell them, it's not you, it's the wax. And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with the wax. It's just not made for you. Not everything is made for everybody. Like, that's just facts. And so, like, I thought about doing a video on things I wish I would have known, or, you know, whatever, when I started diamond painting. So I might do that video next week. What do you guys think? Write that down in the comment section. Question of the video, though. Question of the video. What are some indoor activities you like to do whenever it's hot outside besides diamond painting? I know diamond painting. I'm trying to figure out something nice to do with the kids, but we can only play Go Fish so many times before I've had enough, and I like freak out, and I'm just like, no more fishes. I'm not going nothing for a fish. I want to play something. Like, I can still teach them how to play Phase 10, I guess, but being stuck in the house with them, like, luckily those kids are back, so maybe I won't be as stuck in the house. But in about 10 minutes, the little boy that likes to play with Orion is going to come over and ask, can Orion go outside? And Orion's not about that life, but he does need to go outside. And if nothing else, they can go over inside the, you know, people's house and go play, or they can come here and play. I don't mind having the kids over here to play. The only problem is I have to put my dogs away because the little girl is afraid of the dog, or she's afraid of the dogs because they're big dogs. And I get that, so I put them away. The problem is she then wants to play with them while they're in their crate. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, don't tease them while they're in the crate. Like, that's not nice. And the dogs have crates mostly because of when they want somewhere to go to get away from, like, the kids. Like, when Maggie's irritating the crap out of them, they can go to their crate. That's their happy spot. That's their safe place. They have cooling mats in there, and the gates are, like, we rarely ever close them up in there unless absolutely we need to. Because I know somebody's going to be in the comment section talking about what horrible person I am for having crates for my dogs. Look, listen, you have a house, they have a house. End of story. So yeah, so next week I might do that video about that, because a lot of people tend to, I've noticed this in the community, a lot of people tend to blame themselves when they get something and it doesn't work right for them. And it's like, it could just be that it just wasn't made for you. Like, and that's not to be any kind of way like mean or anything. It's just, not everything in diamond painting was made for everybody. So I think I will do that video next week. I don't know when, but sometime next week we'll do a video on things I wish I would have been told when I first started diamond painting. Because when I first started diamond painting, there wasn't a whole lot of diamond painting channels. There was like 4. And yeah, like Ella and that preschool lady, and Stitcherisa was starting it, which is how I found out about it. Besides like target marketing on Facebook. Facebook had an ad for paint with diamonds, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I went on Amazon and bought something from Jolly Life. And even at the beginning, I knew not to order from Paint with Diamonds. And there's some people out there that, you know, like Paint with Diamonds, and, you know, bless your little hearts, but there's no way in hell I would ever buy another kit from that company. But yeah, so that's just been our weekend. It's just been hot, just been chilling in the house up until now, because like I said, the little kids are back from their vacation, so I guess they're going to be playing outside or playing inside now. I'm like, I gave Maggie a bottle of water and a key card, and I was like, see you in a couple of hours. Get the hell out of here. Thank gosh somebody's here to play. When she plays with those kids, she goes to sleep so much better at night than when she doesn't. When she has to just sit and play with me and Mr. Coffee, we don't mind playing with her, but we're not about to play with her all day. Like, we got things to do. We're adults. So I'm like, I can't just sit here and play with you all day, honey. Like, you got to figure out something about your life. And Maggie's one of those kids that she can entertain herself. She just chooses not to. And then she will follow you around the house telling you how bored she is. Like, she's so bored. And I'm like, yes, it must be boring, because back in my day, we didn't have game systems in every room with a TV in every room and all this other stuff that you guys have. Nay. What did my parents do? What did your parents tell you whenever it was time to go, whenever you said you were bored? Go outside. Go outside. Or if you had, like, parents like mine, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Go outside, don't come back home till the streetlights come on. That was our childhood. Nowadays, you know, okay, little Billy, you can go outside and play. Like, you can't let your kids outside and play until the streetlights come on nowadays, because, you know, horrible things have started happening now when you leave your children outside for too long unattended. So, with that said, I'm going to have to end this soon, because if Maggie is going to be playing outside, I need to go walk the dogs quick. And 2, I'm going to keep an eye and make sure that if they're playing outside that they're okay. And make sure that little girl had her bottle of water filled because she had like a little thermos or something she had on her scooter. But yeah, it's just hotter than Hades here, and so we've been trying to chill out in the house. Mr. Coffee keeps messaging me every 30 minutes to tell me that he's still hot, and I'm like, you're not going to cool down because there's no air conditioner, and I feel bad being like, well, I'm freezing my ass off over here, but, you know, that's kind of a rude thing to say to somebody who's stuck out in the heat, so yeah, we're not going to do that. But yeah, so we got a lot done on my diamond painting today. I'm pretty happy with the progress. I might work on this to get this section done tonight. Again, I don't think I have my mojo back because I'm not like super like, oh yeah, I feel like I need the diamond paint like I used to. Like I feel kind of like blasé with diamond painting right now. I just want to draw. I know y'all tired of hearing it, but look, listen, I'm tired of thinking it. So I might just do some drawing tonight. There's a thing I signed up for, a draw with me with a artist, where she's going to teach us some techniques on drawing. So I might partake in that this evening. So I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you guys are staying cool and out of this heat, because good God, bless y'all if y'all have to go to work and like leave the house. Because look, listen, I'm not freaking doing it. We already know what happens if Miss Coffee has to get a job. So with that said, folks, I got to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're having any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave that down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But do keep in mind that it's hard out here in these crafty streets. Drink your water, okay? Hydrate yourselves, okay? Stay safe. Hydrate yourself, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face, keep your 6 feet, and always try to be kind, be courteous, be cool. Bye, guys.